Hello everyone and welcome back to another session on Daily Current Affairs by SSB Crack Exams. I am Chaitanya Purav and I'll be taking you today's session for 1st May. Now let's start and let me give you a brief introduction about SSB Crack Exam. So we are a one-stop solution for every defense related examination. We can find all the detail regarding the courses in our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel SSB Crack Exams for daily current affairs video related to defense and general studies. You can also follow us on Instagram and don't forget to download our app SSB Crack Exams, which is available on Google Play Store. Let's move ahead. And before we start, we will discuss the question of the day for yesterday, for last session. So I asked you guys about what is the Vigilance Commission of India. So many of you have also answered in the comment sections. I'll still tell you the answer. So Central Vigilance Commission, or in short, famously known as CVC, it is an apex Indian governmental body which was created in 1964 to address governmental corruption. It has the status of an autonomous body free of control from any executive authority, charged with monitoring all vigilance activity under the central government of India, advising various authorities in central government organizations in planning, executing, reviewing, and reforming their vigilance work. So this is the work done by Vigilance Commission of India, or in short known as CVC. Now let's start the news for today. So the first news is about Jan Aushadhi Sugam, which is a mobile app which will give the access to Jan Aushadhi Kendras. So to locate the nearest Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendra and availability of affordable generic medicines which are available at these Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendras uh, with affordable prices, this app has been launched for that purpose. About 3,25,000 people are using Jan Aushadhi Sugam mobile app already. Application for Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana, under which this scheme comes, this Kendra comes, has been developed by Bureau of Pharma PSUs of India, which is in short known as BPPI, under Department of Pharmaceuticals, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, Government of India. Okay, now moving ahead. Nanomedicine to alter oxidative stress for better immune power so that it will help in an individual's fight against coronavirus or viral infection. So scientists at SN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, which is situated in Kolkata, have developed a safe and cost-effective nanomedicine that comprises treatment of number of diseases by altering oxidative stress in the body. In all the number of diseases, all the viral infection, all the viral diseases also counts, which also includes COVID-19. The nanomedicine can decrease or increase reactive oxygen species, which is in short known as biomedically ROS, in our body, depending on the situation, and it cures the disease. Okay. Now, another news came from the Ladakh region. So WIHG reveals that 35,000 year history of river erosion in Ladakh Himalayas have been found. Scientists and students from what is WIHG, so it is Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, studied rivers in Ladakh Himalaya region, bringing out 35,000 year history of river erosion and identified hotspots of the erosions, as you can see in the images over here. The study showed how rivers in drier Ladakh Himalaya, we all know that Ladakh is a cold desert region, operated in longer time scales and how they respond to varying climate. And this will be used to study the current status of various cities and the infrastructure related to that. Now, how did they identify that there was a river back then? So they found various sediments which are actually found at the terrace or at the bed of any particular river. So there were sediments which were buried over there in this particular region of drier Ladakh, and they found that, and then they came to the conclusion that okay, there must be a river which would be flowing in this particular gorge which was found in Ladakh. Okay, now moving on to our next news. Nitin Gadkari launches bank of schemes ideas, innovation, and research portal on MSMEs. So basically, we all know that he's a Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways and MSME. He launched Bank of Schemes, Ideas, Innovation, and Research portal on MSME through video conferencing. What does the portal provide? So the portal, first of all, it will give access to all the schemes of union, state, and union territory governments. It has the provision for uploading ideas, innovations, and researches in this particular sector, in MSME sector, of course. The portal has unique feature of crowdsourcing of ideas that uh, it can gather, or any particular common man can also provide ideas at that particular portal. If of course they will have to follow certain procedure, and evaluation and rating the ideas by the same, that is by crowdsourcing. It can also facilitate inflow of venture capital and foreign collaboration, etc. Okay, so this was a very good initiative towards the development of MSME sector. Now moving ahead, the next news is that PM holds a comprehensive meeting to discuss strategies on boosting investment in India. So in this amid COVID-19 crisis in all over India, there have been special focus that has been given by government in the economic sector, and especially in FDI. So PM Shri Narendra Modi today held a comprehensive meeting to discuss strategies to attract more foreign investments into India, as well as to promote local investments at the same time, in order to give boost to the economy against the backdrop of COVID-19 pandemic. It was discussed that a scheme should be developed to promote more plug and play infrastructure in the existing industrial lands or plots or estates in the country, and provide necessary financing supports, right? And this will also come under ease of doing business. And if this all happens, ease of doing business, since India have been increasingly getting better in ease of, as far as ease of doing business is concerned, so this overall will definitely help for in you can say in increasing the number of FDIs that India have at the current moment. Now moving ahead, see, Ministry of Coal launched a project monitoring unit for early operationalization of coal mines. So what is the news? Ministry of Coal, it launched a project monitoring unit, in short PMU. Please remember this project monitoring unit, for facilitation of early operationalization of coal mines allocated by the central government only. This is an important step forward to promote ease of doing business again, as it will handhold and support coal mines allocators in obtaining timely approval permissions to operationalize the mines. Okay, so this is again another step, you can say, towards ease of doing business. SERB approves funding for study of mathematical and simulation aspects of COVID-19, which was a necessity in this particular condition. India never had developed any mathematical model on any pandemic disease ever. Many countries like US and other various more developed countries have already developed this model. So let us first get a look of, in brief, about what this news is. So Science and Energy Engineering Research Board, which is SERB, has approved funding for 11 different projects under Matrix scheme for studying mathematical modeling and computational aspects to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. So what will actually happen in this study? So these studies will be primarily aimed to study Indian conditions and will provide an estimate of basic reproduction number, which is a very key term as far as any pandemic or endemic disease is concerned. Okay, what is this basic production number? So basic production number is nothing but just the degree of contagiousness of any particular disease. Like for example, how quickly an infector, or you can say for example, if this person is affected or is a positive case of coronavirus, then how effectively is this person transmitting its disease to how many of other people. For example, many disease like you can say Ebola virus, they had a BRN number of around 2 to 3, right? And coronavirus has a relatively higher number of BRN, around 4. so it will quickly multiply. So for example, if it is 2, so it will multiply to, it will give to 2 more patients, right? Then they will give to 2 more patients, right? So in total, in after 3 round, it will be just you can say 4 total number of patients. But if the BRN number is 4, that means one person is giving it to 4 different person, right? And then again those 4 are giving to 4 different person. So this means that total will become already 16 in just 3 stages, right? So this is how you can predict the nature of spread or degree of contagiousness of any pandemic disease. I hope this you got this point. Now, DSC launches program on health and risk communication with focus on COVID-19. So National Council for Science and Technology Communication has launched a program on health and risk communication, and remember the name, Year of Awareness on Science and Health, which has been given a short name of YASH, will focus on COVID-19 specially. It is comprehensive and effective science and health communication effort for promoting grassroots level appreciation and response on health, and would help saving and shaping the lives of people at large. Okay. Now moving ahead, another good news regarding the coronavirus uh, efforts that government is applying in order to control the spread of it. So microwave sterilizer to disintegrate novel coronavirus developed. So a microwave sterilizer have been developed by DRDO. Basically, Defense Institute of Advanced Technology Pune has developed it, which is a deemed university which is supported by DRDO, and has developed a microwave sterilizer, and the name of that particular device has been given as Atulya, to disintegrate COVID-19. What it will do, it will disintegrate by differential heating in the range of 56 to 60 degrees Celsius of the temperature. The product is, of course, cost-effective solution which can be operated in portable or fixed installation both. Now moving ahead, IIT Kanpur to develop affordable masks. Now, what are the you can say advantages of these masks or characteristics of these masks? So, IIT, first of all, IIT Kanpur is developing affordable, reusable N95 and 99 masks with the support of Department of Science and Technology's Nano Mission. COVID-19 virus will get killed once it enters the mask filter. This is a very good news. The mask will also eliminate the secondary source of contamination, if any. Okay. Now, moving ahead, government facilitates the interstate movement of stranded people, or basically the labor class people who are still stranded in different states. So there are certain advisories that have been released by the government. So all states and union territories should designate nodal authorities and develop standard protocols for this. Nodal authorities shall register stranded person within their state and UT. Movement of group of stranded person concerns states. UTs must mutually agree. Both states will have to agree, the source state and the destination state of that particular person. Only asymptomatic person will be allowed to move after the screening. This is a very important part. Buses shall be used for transporting only buses while adhering to the norms of sanitization and social distancing, of course. States and UTs falling on the transit route to allow the passage of such persons. Of course, for example, if anyone has to go to from Maharashtra to you can say Bihar, then if it has to cross through MP or UP, then they will have to allow the passage of the buses. Assessment to be done by local health authorities upon arrival at the destination. So both checking at the source and at the destination will be done. They will be kept in home quarantine and under watch with periodic health checkups. Use of Arogya Setu app may be encouraged to monitor and track health status of such persons. Okay. Now moving on to discuss the last topic today, the current COVID-19 status in India. So as of 1st of May, 8 a.m., a total of 25,007 active cases are there at present, and number of cured has also increased, which is again a good news. It has gone to 8,888. Unfortunately, the number of deaths is 1147. Now let's quiz time, guys. So let's start with the quizzes. The first question is name of the app that has been launched recently to access the PMJAK. So for this, you'll have to know both the things, the name of the app and what is PMJAK. So Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Kendras. So the correct answer for this is, of course, Jan Aushadhi Sugam. Now, the next question is, which of the following is related to facilitation of early operationalization of coal mines? So it has recently been launched by Ministry of Coal, and the correct answer for this is Project Monitoring Unit. Moving ahead, what is the name of microwave sterilizer? It has recently been developed by DIAT Pune, which is a deemed university under DRDO. So we have also discussed this. The correct name for that is Atulya. Okay, please don't get confused in the options, because question like this can be asked. For example, all these three are related terms with coronavirus. Arogya is Arogya word is from Arogya Setu app. Ruhdar is the ventilator which was developed by IIT Bombay. So don't get confused in this. Atulya is the correct answer for this particular question. What is basic reproduction number of any disease and can be how it can be defined? So this is the question. Your options are these three. The correct answer for this is, like I said, it is a degree of contagiousness. Okay. Now moving ahead to the last segment of today's session, which is the question of the day. And the question of the day is for you guys to do a little work and find the objective of Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana and write down all the objectives in the comment section. The answer for this will be given in the next session, tomorrow's session. Till then, guys, be safe, take care, and Jai Hind.